Hey friends, how are you? I hope you're having a great day today. I'd like to introduce you to this project. This is my drawing and watercolor painting ants on a picnic tablecloth project that was designed especially for kids. You do not have to have any drawing or painting experience at all to be successful with this project. I will take you step by step through the whole process so you can feel comfortable with what you're doing. I'd like to go over the supplies and the materials that you will need for this project. The first thing that you'll need is a piece of paper. I like to use a watercolor paper because it holds watercolor paint very well. If you have that available to you, go ahead and use that. You'll also need some watercolor paints. You'll need a paintbrush and some water in a bowl or a cup. You will need a pencil with an eraser. You will need either a dark crayon or a dark oil pastel. You will need a ruler to create the lines that we have here. If you do not have a ruler, that's okay. Just use a piece of paper with a straight edge on it. That will work just as well. You will need a paper towel so that if we have messes or spills, you can clean that up. And you will need a mat to protect your workspace. I'm excited about teaching you this lesson. Let's get started. Alrighty friends, so let's get started on the first step of our project. In this step, what we're going to do is we're going to make our checkers with a ruler and a pencil, and we're going to make this on our piece of paper, our square piece of paper, and we're not going to worry too much about it being perfect. If it's not perfectly measured, that's okay. We're just going to get those squares on the piece of paper so we can start painting. I'm going to use a pretty heavy line, a pretty dark line with my pencil, and the reason I'm going to do that is because I want you to be able to see the lines, but if you want to go a little bit lighter on your pencil lines, I would suggest that. So the first thing that you're going to do is take either your ruler if you have one. If you don't have one, you can just use a straight edge of another piece of paper and just put it down here and follow that line. But I'm using a ruler because I have one, and what we're going to do is find about the middle point, and we are going to hold our ruler down with our fingers, and we're going to spread our fingers out, and we're going to make a line, putting your pencil right next to that ruler edge, and you're going to make a straight line down. Now remember, you have to hold your ruler down very firmly to get the straight edge, otherwise your ruler will slip around, okay? All right, the next step is you're going to find the midpoint between this edge and this line. So I think it's about right here. I'm going to make another line. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so now I have my two lines, and now I'm going to go over here and find the midpoint between the edge of my piece of paper and this line. So I think it's going to be about right here. Make another line. See how my fingers are spread out on my ruler? All right, so those are our vertical lines. Let's make our horizontal lines. We're going to do the same thing. Find the midpoint between this edge and this edge. I think it's going to be about right here on my piece of paper. I'm not going to worry about it if it's not exactly right. Hold down my ruler and hold my pencil against the edge of the ruler and make my line. Do the same thing. Find the midpoint between this line and this edge of the paper and make another straight line, holding your ruler down firmly, just like that. And then do the same thing here. Between this edge and this line, find the midpoint, hold your ruler down firmly, and make another line. So when you're finished, your paper should look like this. It should have 4 squares going down and 4 squares going across. And remember, if they're not exactly the same size, that's okay. It doesn't matter at all. All right, so we have 16 squares total. And in our next step, we are going to be doing some painting. So I'll see you back here in just a minute. Alrighty friends, so in this step what we're going to do is we are going to apply red paint only to some of the squares on our grid, on our tablecloth. I'm going to start here at this corner, and I'm going to make a red square, and I'm going to paint very carefully as I can. I'm going to leave this one white, red, and white. Then I'm going to go white, red, white, red. I'll show you what I mean. We're going to prepare our red paint by putting a couple of drops of water in it and letting it sit for just a minute. The reason why we put a couple of drops of water into our paint is because it softens up the paint and it dissolves it a little bit. It gets us ready to use it. All right? So let's put a little bit of water into one of our wells, and we're going to get our paint and put a little bit of our paint into our well. Now, you can make a decision on if you want your squares on your piece of paper to be darker or lighter. If you want a lighter red, you use more water. If you want a darker red, you use more paint. All right, so let me see how that looks. Oh, perfect. All right, so I'm going to try to stay in the lines. If I go out a little bit, that's okay, but I'm going to try to stay in the line and go all the way into this square. Add a little bit more paint, just like that. Fill it all in. All right, so that square's finished. Now I'm going to go on to the next square. One tip that I can give you is follow along the edge first. I sometimes do this. I don't do it all the time, but sometimes I do this. Follow along the edge like this, and then you can go ahead and paint in your square. That way it's a lot easier than if you're just painting it like this. Okay? Now for your next square, you're not going to go to this one. You're going to skip it and go to this one because we want a checkerboard effect. So you go along the edge, come down, go along this edge, come down. This might take a little bit of time because you'll want to do a really good job. Sometimes if you want to do a really good job, you need to take your time. All right, there we go. Now I think I'm going to have to make a little bit more paint. If it's not exactly the same shade of red, that's okay, no problem. Just do your best. It looks pretty good. Did you see how I skipped this one right here? I skipped it because I want my paper to have the checkerboard look to it. There we go. Oh, I see a little bit of white here. Okay, now if you take a look at my checkerboard, you'll notice that I have a pattern here, right? So red, white, and then I have white, red, white, red. So on this one, it's going to be the same pattern as this one. So I'm going to use red down here. Alrighty friends, so I'm finished with painting my picnic tablecloth, and at this point I'm going to let my painting dry completely before I go on to the next step, which is creating ants on my tablecloth. So we want to make sure it's dry because if we add oil pastel or crayon to wet paint, it won't work quite as well. So we do need to take that time to let it dry. When we come back, we will start drawing our ants. Alrighty friends, in this step what we're going to do is we are going to draw some ants on our picnic table tablecloth, and you can draw as many ants as you'd like or as few ants as you'd like. You can use either a marker, you can use a crayon, you can use oil pastel. It's completely up to you. You can even use colored pencils or pencils. So I'm just going to show you how to make an ant, and then you can go ahead and use whatever you have available to you to make your ants. I think I might make 3 or 4 ants on my piece of paper, depending on how big I make them. If I make tiny ants, then they'll have to be, there can be more, but if I make really big ants, then there will be less. Okay, so I'm going to use oil pastel. I'm going to make his head first, so I make a shape that looks like this. It's like an upside down drop of water, and then I'm going to fill that in, and then I'm going to make onto this drop of water, onto the back of it, I'm going to make an oval and fill that in, and then I'm going to make a smaller oval, fill that in. All right, I'm going to make some antenna. I'm going to make some little legs, 3 of them coming out the side, and that's going to be my ant. All right, maybe I'll make another one here, so teardrop. Alrighty friends, I'm back. So on these right here, these 3, I made the legs coming out the side. On this one, I made the legs coming down. So you can do either type of an ant, either type is fine. So I think I'm finished with mine. I have 4 ants on here. Remember, if you want to use smaller ants, if you'd like to create smaller ants, you can fit more ants on your really cool picnic tablecloth. If you want to make one big ant, you can go ahead and do that as well. All right? I hope that you enjoyed this lesson. I'll see you next time.